Good morning, all you beautiful people. Are we witnessing the beginning stages of a new economy? I think so. Really, I think this is just we are in infancy. But I've said all along, as soon as I saw the tyrant in Canada freeze bank accounts, I said that might be the catalyst that we are looking for. And then we have a situation again in Ukraine. We have the Russian ruble crashing, and people are at war with their governments. Governments continue to suppress financial freedom via banks, and maybe not intentionally, but this is the result of fiat currency and endless printing and using your money as a weapon via sanctions, etc., etc. You could expect no less. Therefore, if you have an alternative to turn to as a person, you're going to do that. If the US was the weakest country in the world and was being sanctioned by everybody else, and our dollar crashed, it was basically worth less than toilet paper, we would want an alternative. And that's where gold and silver and cryptocurrency come into play. So I do think that we are witnessing, though it may be in the infancy stages of conception or beginning, the birth of a new economy. And it is going to be built on top of cryptocurrency, not digital currency, not central bank digital currency, but cryptocurrency. And this is why we are seeing such massive price increases in the crypto space just recently. All right, so let's jump to our charts and we will talk technical analysis, the geeky stuff. All right, so here, first thing I want to say is it is appearing. I've said all along, because I wasn't getting answers from any of my viewers, and I didn't really expect it. This is something you have to have experience with. But I did not know whether this head and shoulders pattern was going to be legit. And the reason for that is this small right shoulder. I thought maybe it meant we only go halfway down, because the full target on the head and shoulders pattern took us to 24,000. I had a hard time believing we would get there, and I still do, though anything is always still possible. But I thought, well, because of this right shoulder being not fully formed, being smaller than normal, maybe we only go down halfway. So far, that has been the answer. We have only gone halfway to our target. And at this point, it's looking like that's all the farther we're going to go. Now we have a a beautifully shaped W pattern coming into play here. And we have good resistance at 44,800. And I expect we won't break through that right away. That's huge. That's a huge level. That one goes all the way back to, really, we can take that all the way back to February of this year. If I move this out of the way, you can see the circle of the times that we hit it. Once here, once here. Over here we broke through, and when we broke through, we broke down hard. All right, and then back over here, we sat on it for a couple weeks. Here again, and then when we broke above it, we broke fast. So that's all of that is price action that confirms the validity of that support level. Therefore, it is going to be, and when we broke down below it, we broke down hard. Again, we've touched our heads on it in the last few months. We've touched our heads on that particular resistance over here. Here again, came back again here on this W, and now we're hitting it again. So we are not going to break through. I shouldn't say it that dogmatically. I don't think we are going to break above that support today. All right. What I expect is we get a couple candles in this range for the remainder of the week. All right. And this forms a nice bull flag. Get some consolidation here, which then propels us higher. All right. And so then the way that you measure these W patterns is pretty simple. All right. We'll take from the high there of the W, or from the hump of the W to the bottom, somewhere down here in this range, and then you can just take this measurement to where, we'll break out. Eventually we'll break above this support level, and that takes us right up here in this area. And this is where I've said I am starting to be extremely bullish. All right, up here in this area is where I get uber bullish. I don't know if we'll make it there, but anything above this green trend line and the 200-day, all right, we're obviously bullish again. We're going to pull that 200-day up along with us. We've invalidated concretely the head and shoulders pattern. There's no doubt at that point that head and shoulders pattern needs to be erased. At this point, I haven't erased it because still not sure. We need to really invalidate that by going above the green trend line, which is the neckline. And of course, that would take us through and above the 200-day as well. All right. So look for that in the next, actually for the remainder of the week. I don't know that we'll break above that resistance level until we have a couple days here at least of consolidation. Bulls need to take a little bit of a breather. Okay, and might as well take a look at our dollar just to see what it's telling us. Again, we're forming a bullish foot flag here. We're headed up to our target. As expected, our target is up here. All right, so with the dollar being strong, that is inflationary pressure being taken out of the indexes. And of course, if the VIX is also going up, which it is, then what are the indexes going to be doing? Typically, almost always, you'll see them dropping. And so the market has not opened yet. What is the time? All right, yeah, so the market's got a few minutes before it opens. But I expect price action today on the indexes to be sideways to bearish. I don't think we'll have an update today on the indexes based upon what I'm seeing from the dollar and the VIX. Of course, that could turn and go south, and then the indexes would go north. But along with that, Bitcoin will be in relative correlation to the markets. Although crypto seems to be starting to take the lead right now, right? I mean, we're seeing sort of, if this is the beginning stages of a new economy, Bitcoin at some point is going to have to decouple itself from broader markets. And in some ways, Bitcoin is becoming a leader here overall. And again, a lot of this price action, I believe, is due to fiat currencies failing, and then people running to another form of value exchange that is not centralized, that cannot be stopped by governments, etc., etc. So this is also many people treat it as a digital property or a digital gold. And when there is great uncertainty, people run to silver and gold. Now let's just pop in here and see what the prices are. All right, so we also have bullish price action on silver and gold. Of course, those big red candles are when the fear came down on the index. And when the fear was up, that's where we started. And then fear, as it resided, took people away from their safe haven of silver and gold. And, back into what people would call more speculative assets. Crypto, unfortunately, is still considered a speculative asset. I don't like to think of it that way, of course. You guys know I do most of my trading in crypto, and I do believe it is the future of the world and may, in fact, be a savior of the world in one way or another. So, in conclusion here, it's looking like our head and shoulders pattern is invalid, as I've stated, but we have to have confirmation for that. But it's not looking like we're going to 24,000 at this point. Unless something crazy happens, which crazy things are happening every day in the world. So, always a possibility in this uncertain and unknown world that we live. But right now, price action is showing me that we are forming a nice W pattern, and look for us to test over the next few days that 44,800 mark, and may come back down to, let's see here, 43,000, and kind of bounce in that as we form a bull flag before we pop above that mark and continue further. And at that point, you have a blue resistance overhead, etc., etc. But we're on our way. We are that W pattern is a very bullish sign. It needs to be confirmed by a break above that 44,800. All right, guys, that's my spiel for today. Peace.